back again. And would you count that as a friendly, or was it a normal game for you today?
Still a friendly, but yeah, relevant, I'd say, just for performances and also great crowds. So yeah, great
Yeah,
entertainment
yeah,
for
yeah.
those that made it there. Bloody loads of them, eh?
Well, I heard they were going to have 50,000 Leeds fans there. I don't know how people could afford it. I have to say.
Most of them are from Ireland, but I think bloody loads came from here. I know that. Yeah.
Okay, so reflections, Rob, like decent performers. What was the performance like? Anything that you worried about?
No, I don't really take. I don't really take much significance from a friendly. Never have done, but it's more about fitness levels in it, and trying to get match fit, match ready, which they should be just about right now. Should be pretty raring to
Well,
go.
you would have thought so. There was one player that didn't seem up to it today again,
Oh
Schmidt.
well, I don't know. I wasn't really monitoring him. I was just watching it casually. So I know what you mean, but is he the new scapegoat? And then Jack Harrison came on late on, didn't he, as well? Which,
Yeah, the old scapegoat back, yeah, with
yeah,
his lovely
well,
haircut. But I tell you what I was impressed by, and not just because of the goal, but, Stack. I
oh
think
yeah,
he's a really good buy. Absolutely fantastic, because he hit the bar as well, didn't he?
yeah, that was a nice little move and shimmy, etc. Yeah, yeah, looks great, very promising, but we'll find out, won't we? In a proper
Yeah,
competitive
well, I
match.
think he's performed well in all the games I've
Yeah,
seen. It's
yeah,
like one of those things, a defensive, well, semi-defensive midfielder, but he gets forward and looks like he's a goal threat, because that's two so far he's had, isn't it?
yeah. I would. There's some nice stuff there, positivity. Got to be optimistic, but we still are lacking.
Up front, do
Yeah,
you think?
yeah, really, and that's no disrespect to the players already there. It's we are distinctly lacking in squad
It
depth
looks
for
like it.
attack.
I think we need to have a focal point, because Pirro's not a focal point. I think he's likely to score. Like, lovely move when he put the shot in, etc. I'm not sure about the new guy in the meter, but I think we really do need a focal point. I thought Nonto was good again,
Yeah, yeah,
but I think we just need something going forward. Dan James looked well off it, I thought, again.
yeah. We'll see what we'll find out. It's yeah, he might just hate friendlies as much as I do.
Rob, he couldn't take friendlies as much as you do.
I mean, this is from being a kid. I want to kid on going to Ellen Road friendlies, but I did, and testimonials were a
You
laugh.
get dragged along, did you?
No, testimonials were a laugh. To be fair, as well, I used to have a lot of them in the 70s. But playing in my pub football days, either as a player or a manager, God, I couldn't be asked. But you had to be.
So, if we go forward a week, first game next weekend or the Monday, fantastic timing again,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
So, what's your view about that, Everton? I don't know how they've done in the transfer market or whatever, or what that means at this stage, but what's your view about it?
Well, all you're hearing, surprise, surprise, is whining from Everton side of matters, really. Oh, we haven't signed enough players yet. I think they've made 5 signings. They've spent a fair whack as well, and it looks like they've got decent signings as well. I know they're losing Calvert-Lewin, or they've probably lost him already. But overall, they're going to be hard not to beat, I think. I don't know. Moyes, decent manager, I think. And obviously he's done great there before at Everton. So I think, yeah, it's going to be a hard game. It's a good start.
What do you think?
Obviously we always want to win first game, and there seems to be, we as fans seem to put more emphasis on the first game, like it's the most important and it'll define the whole season. And in a way, it does feel like that. But as long as we don't lose, I think.
Yeah.
Or even if we did lose, if we put in a good performance, because this is a good established team, and they're no mugs, and that's harder test, I think, than some people are reckoning. That's only my opinion, of course. Watchers will beat them 3-0 or something, but wishful thinking. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Maybe with a bit of luck, we'll have a couple of new signings as well beforehand.
Yeah, you hope so.
Yeah, but
And I suppose it's the same as you were talking about before when we were playing them from over the pen lines in the friendly. You don't want to get hammered, do you? The first game.
That's
I
it.
think it is that bit about you need to give the fans something to get hold of. Obviously, a victory is really good. Not losing is really good. I think keeping a clean sheet would be really good. And coming to that, do you have any views about the new keeper? The Mr. Apparently, he can throw the ball into orbit, can't he?
Yeah. He's a keeper.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't get too excited or take too much relevance from individual performances. It's his first game, isn't it? It seemed all right.
Yeah,
but as Robbo was saying on commentary, the bit Paul Robinson that I was watching anyway, he said it was strange to bring Darlow on. You know, he's had one chance.
Bizarre.
Yeah, but you know, Darlow's fine as well.
But it looks like Mellier's definitely out because he's not even, was
Didn't travel
on that now.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just nice to see a keeper come out and catch the ball above his head safely.
We've got.
So I think I think it just needed to happen, didn't it, around that? But I tell you who was impressed again by, and that was Goodmanson. I think him and Nyonte on the left looked like a good pairing. And I think he could be the best left back since you'd say Terry Keeper, wouldn't you?
No, I really rated Dorigo, but I also since then we only had him on loan, but Mickey Gray I thought was brilliant as well. We've had some great left backs.
Wasn't he?
I mean, Ian Hart, God bless him, just not very good at running, but everything else though, sound, interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Goodmanson looks more mobile than fella who left. I've forgotten his name already.
Fella who left, Firpo.
Him and his brothers, Firpo, Harpo, Groucho, Chico.
Don't even start
Zeppo, Gummo, and Firpo.
Gummo.
Yeah, there was a Gummo.
I know there was, but most people forget that one, don't they?
Well, yeah.
Okay, and aside from the footy week, last week, Rob, decent week. I think you were doing some muralising, weren't you? Do you want to talk a little bit about that or not?
I've hardly done any muralising, mate.
Because you've been in
Edinburgh, yeah.
Talk about Edinburgh then.
Looking for a fringe, because I haven't seen one for years. Yeah.
Enjoy it, Rob?
Yeah, it was great. Lovely atmosphere. And I only saw a few shows. I only were there 2 days. I can't afford the bleeding hotels, you see. But nevertheless, I was there on sort of work reasons. So it's
work reasons.
Yes, not involving Leeds.
What to talk about?
Not involving Leeds or Wilko. No, not yet. It's just it's typical of my sort of situation in life. It's if buts and maybes, but I'm certainly trying to make big plans for next year involving some great colleagues, including yourself. So and funnily enough, when I was in Edinburgh, I stayed up in Portobello, and I said Portaloo then. Jesus, Portobello, which is on the coast, really, obviously. There's actually a budding Leeds United supporters club growing there as well. There's a fair few Leeds fans in Portobello, and also some old mates, which is quite bizarre. Went to school with one, and a couple of them grew up in South Leeds. It's just like, what are you doing here then, sort of thing. So all looking really promising, and enjoyed it. Great atmosphere.
And you've got another project on the go, Rob. Do you want to talk about that at all yet, or is that?
Which one's that? I've forgotten.
It involves a
book. Yeah. I haven't finished it yet.
You haven't. But do you want to just tell the readers about it? Sorry, the watchers, the viewers, the fans.
Okay, it's Eddie Gray's Leeds United. Or is it Eddie Gray's Leeds? I think it's just Eddie Gray's Leeds.
I think you said. It better be now.
And it's me interviewing at length Eddie, basically about his personal history with the club, and also an alternate history of the club as told by Eddie, but through the stories and biogs almost of certain players, 23, 24 Leeds players across Eddie's career. And that includes not just as a player, but as a coach and manager twice, and more importantly, as a fan as well. So I think it's just, I'm trying to get sort of getting a bit deep with some of the memories that he has of certain players, and exclusive photos, plenty of exclusive photos as provided by Andrew Varley. So loving it. Starting a new publishing company effectively as well, Dave. You might well know this, yeah. But we'll see. You know, it's not it's certainly not self-publishing. Yeah, we'll see, books. Yeah, I'll let you know, books. Yeah,
I'll let you know. And I think you told me it's not his or the best players or his favourite.
No,
players,
certainly
but,
not.
You know,
No.
do you want to say a little bit about not which ones, because that's for later.
Well, from my point of view, so I obviously can only really feature players that Eddie knew or worked with. Now, he didn't actually see John Charles play, but John Charles really was the first superstar of Leeds United. And also the situation, he left in 57.
He
left in 57. Right. Yeah, the fire was in 56, and that's why he left, because he did it. No, he left because because the club needed the money and the idiots hadn't insured the stadium for enough money, so they needed the money fast, pretty fast, to rebuild the West Stand, because every week the West Stand was shut. The club was losing money on ticket sales, so and it happened.
They haven't touched it since, have they? The West Stand.
Good point. No, they haven't. And 56 was also when Leeds went up. So and Charles was captain as well, strangely enough. So even though Eddie never saw him play, he did know him. So there's a bit of that, personal thing. So he starts it.
Wouldn't Eddie have been there? Wouldn't Eddie have been signed on by the time he came back? Was it 62 he come back?
Well, he only played 11.
Not there yet,
played 11 games. He only played 11 games on his return. Anyway,
I know, but would Eddie have been in and around the club at the time?
No. He's what was he? I think he was 18. So I think he was born in 47. Could be wrong there.
Something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He wasn't old enough. He joined Leeds officially, signed as a 16-year-old, but he'd been down to Leeds before on almost like a trial, even though it was Eddie Gray didn't need a trial. It was the other way around almost. He was trialling the club. And so as soon as he turned up, he trained with the first team, and Jack Charlton kicked him in the air. So anyway, so the other certain other players, Jack Charlton's one of them. Again, just to cover the Leeds history, he was there from early in Charles's days, actually. And then Bobby Collins. Bobby Collins, as anyone will tell you, and Eddie especially will tell you, is the most important player of Leeds United's history. So we'll go into that. And then it's certain of his teammates, obviously the Revie era, the Revie greats. And then we move on into the 70s. Certain players like Joe Jordan. Now, Joe Jordan left acrimoniously, really. And also, so that was a big blow to Leeds fans. So I want Eddie to tell me more about that. And then the new era almost under Armfield, even though Clough bought him, Duncan McKenzie. So I want to know, what was Duncan like? Because he should have been one of the greats. And the fans loved him at the time. But was it a sign of the times that he didn't really deliver? And then we sold him. And then we got Tony Curry. So all us Leeds fans of the era were, hopeful upon hope that this is a truly great player. So I want to know what happened there, sort of thing. Right. And then it gets, the decline. It's a sign of the decline. Like I said, Jordan leaving was almost like the start of one decline, because, he was valuable, but was he valued enough? He thinks not.
I think his head had gone. Didn't they deny him a move to Bayern Munich? And it was like him and McQueen went at the same time. They're just mates. But I wonder, Rob, was it Eddie's idea, your idea, or a bit of a conversation at the start of the book? Where did it come from?
Well, I've grown to know Eddie a lot more now. I mean, he's a great friend. He's a great friend to me. Whether I'm a great friend to him, I don't know. But I love working with him, and I was lucky enough to work with him properly on the Eddie Gray film, which is still close to finished. So it's sort of built from there. And I mean, I asked him about the film, and this is how it started. Really, I pitched the idea to him. You pitch ideas to people, and he was convinced, and he trusted me, which is massive when you're in our game, Dave. As you know, if our business, our industry, if you can call it work, and then so that's what you need to do when you are relying on somebody or making somebody the subject of your work. So like doing a biography almost, or even a film, then you need to gain their trust. If you haven't got their trust, then you're scuppered, and there's no point carrying on. So I've been lucky in that respect. So you gain the trust of the people that you want to work with or work on, and it's then from there. Yeah. So I think Eddie knows that I'm not in it for personal gain. Obviously, I don't want to lose money. I don't want to fucking ruin myself. But
to ruin myself, Robert. No swearing in the new season.
Yes, beg pardon. And
I haven't interrupted you yet.
Twice, within 10 seconds, but not bad for you. And then so it's then from there. So I just said to Eddie, "Well, I've got this other idea, Eddie, and I think I do think it's relevant. I think it's significant that we need to make sure we don't forget our history. I know it's only a football club, but nevertheless, it's important to us, and the legacy is important. Eddie Gray, obviously a fantastic servant of the club, being connected to the club, even if only just as a fan in the late 80s and early 90s. Nevertheless, he's still connected to the club. He's still a big fan, and and that's another great time when Howard Wilkinson brought him back in '95, and that." That meant a lot to Eddie as well. And so I'm asking him about his personal opinions on certain matters as well. So, but it's there won't be enough room in the book to cram everything in. So I'm hoping it's the beginning of the series.
Volume 2, do you think, Rob?
I hope so, and 3 and 4, because we've had that so many interesting and, let's be honest, class players as well, and most of them have got a story. I mean, I'll just say as well, there's Woodgate's to be featured in this, Jonathan Woodgate. And I will be asking certain questions, and about how events surrounding him, involving him, affected the club and affected his own career. And Eddie won't ignore the question. He won't deflect or anything like that. He'll tell me what he thinks, and that's what I like about. And that's one of the things I like about Eddie. He's always truthful. Some people won't like what he says, and some people might not even believe him. But I can tell you for a fact, he don't come out with any fiction. I'm going to say bullshit, but I'm not swearing.
So Rob, when can we expect to see the book out?
Hoping September.
September
this year.
So we'll give people plenty of warning. And the plans for the new publishing company, the publishing house. Do you want to say anything about that yet, or not, Robert?
No, it's still being built. This house is still being built. Yeah. We've got the blueprint. But again, it's just a personal project almost, which I hope will succeed, because I want to do more successful things and bring more people in to help them achieve and succeed as well. Yeah. It's just like I just love collaborating with people. It's nothing about it's nothing about making money, but obviously you can't be in a business to lose money, because you can't afford to lose money. But it'd be lovely to spread a little joy and also involve more and more Leeds fans. Generally, I mean, again, it's some people think it's a bit tacky, but I do prefer to work with Leeds fans, because this is a Leeds matter, And I've always said it, and I probably got scorned a little bit. But I've always said, I think if you want to work for Leeds United, honestly, really, you should be a Leeds United fan. I don't think it's that outrageous a thing to say, but I get talked down sometimes about that.
Well, I think the thing is, it doesn't always work. I remember, actually, I'm a finance director where I was.
Peter Risdale.
I remember one time, listen, I remember the finance director's job come up at Leeds in the Ridsdale time. I applied. Oh, no, I won't do that again, will I? Kept my reputation. But that was about all.
Oh, that would have been hard work.
So, Rob, anything else you want to talk about or say?
I can't think of anything. I just hope the club does manage to purchase a couple more players. I won't, be in desperation if we don't, but I'm very hopeful that we will, because I think we need them. But I'm looking forward to the season. I think stick together, keep united, and we'll give everybody a game. And we'll be okay, I think. But it's going to be a bumpy affair, I'd say.
It is, but I think we're going to be hard to beat, and I think some of it's about being hard to beat and this staying competitive. I think Leeds are generally, whoever they play, they're competitive in the games, and if you're not conceding, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
Yeah.
But you do need, we do need a bit of a cutting edge.
But you also,
I do worry.
You need to keep your heads as well. You need to keep sensible and not lose it, because I think we've got a good manager in that respect. So it won't be completely balmy, if things go wrong. But we just need to keep consistent and sensible, really, in everything we do. And we'll be okay.
And I think we've probably got the players with the heads and the experience this time, which we didn't have. So players who've played in the Premier League, we've got a decent side who's worked together.
Well, last time we had a god as a manager, but we recruited terribly.
Yeah.
And we spent too much money on ordinary players, and we didn't really improve any aspects except for Revie. We got Revie, obviously, beautiful player, but otherwise,
can you believe that still, Rob? Revie?
It was a gem, wasn't it? Just a diamond find. Yeah. I'm hoping we'll still do it again, but for some reason it looks impossible now to get one of these similar signings, to get a great signing like that.
Do you? You never know. I mean, the thing is, shopping in the market with the things like Stack, no one. I don't believe anyone had heard him really good. Not obviously the player, but to be in mind back, Revie, I can't remember. Did he play against? Was his debut against Everton? Because I remember when I first saw him, they were on telly that night. I couldn't believe how good he was, and I kept calling him Rapinha because I missed the H in his name. But fantastic that was, fantastic year.
Yeah, I can't remember his debut, mate. I just remember watching it, if that makes sense. Don't remember who it was against. Yeah, clearly.
You don't need to, Rob.
Clearly,
Leeds were playing, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Clearly had the talent. Reminded me a bit of Eddie, funnily enough. But more dynamic, I'd say, but different players, different positions as well. But nevertheless, there's a lot about him. Just beautiful balance, and he could take anybody on.
And he didn't care, did he? It was that lack of fear about it.
That's it. And most games, I mean, he didn't always perform well, but most games he did well, and most games he worked hard as well, which is something that players of his sort of ilk are probably known for not doing, working and grafting, but he put it in, I thought, generally. He had a few bad games, but not many.
But I think he was one of those that cared. I think it's like that, and it's what we love. They got Leeds.
Until Marsh.
Got Leeds.
Yeah, until Jesse Marsh.
Yes, well, let's not talk about that. We'll talk about that when it's a very black day indeed, shall we, Rob? Should we leave it there for tonight?
Yeah, fine. Great to see you, mate. Great to see Leeds fans. Thank you.
Yeah. Goodbye. See you next week when we're 4-0 victors at the top of the league. Bye-bye.
Bye.